In this video, let's practice evaluating variable expressions with integers together. For each of these given variable expressions, a is always going to equal 2, b is going to equal -3, c is going to equal +4, and d is equal to -6. So for number 1, we have the expression a plus b plus c plus d. We're just going to go ahead and make some substitutions here. So a is equal to 2, substitute that +2 in, plus we have this value for b. Now b is -3, we're always going to put those in parentheses. Keep that super clear. For c, we're going to substitute in this +4. Let's go ahead and just put a 4 there. And then d, we have -6. We're going to add a -6. So make sure you do put parentheses in front of each of those negative values to keep that nice and organized. Because we just have all addition now, we can just kind of follow the order of operations and move left to right. So that's going to do 2 plus -3. 2 plus -3 is going to equal -1. So we have -1 plus this 4 plus -6. Again, we have all addition here, so moving left to right, -1 plus 4. So we're going to have here 3 plus -6, which is the same thing as 3 minus 6 if you think about it. And so 3 plus -6 or 3 minus 6 is equal to -3. Let's check out number 2. For number 2, we have this expression 5a plus b. Now keep in mind 5a means 5 multiplied by a, so we're going to have 5. I'm going to multiply this by the value of a, which was equal to +2. So we're going to make that 5 times 2. Remember that parentheses means multiplication. And we're going to add b on, but b is equal to -3, so let's go ahead and put parentheses around that. Okay, so we have multiplication and addition. Between multiplication and addition, the multiplication is going to go first, so 5 times 2, that's going to equal 10. So we have 10 plus this -3, which again is the same thing as 10 minus 3. So 10 plus -3 or 10 minus 3 is going to equal this +7. Here's number 3. For number 3, we have d plus 5b, or 5 times b. Now what's d? d is equal to -6. Let's go ahead and substitute -6 in. Technically, you don't need the parentheses because there's nothing in front of it, but I'm just going to write it anyway. So we have -6 plus 5 times b. Now b is equal to -3. We definitely need parentheses to show we're multiplying these. Now between addition and multiplication, we're going to do the multiplication first. So 5 times -3, that's going to be -15. So we're going to have this -6 in front plus -15. And when we're adding two negatives together, we can just add the value. So 6 plus 15 is 21. So this would equal -21. For number 4, we have 7c plus 3d. Now 7c means 7 multiplied by c, so 7 times whatever c is. Now c is equal to +4. I'm going to use parentheses to show the multiplication. Plus we have 3 multiplied by d. Now d is equal to -6, so we're going to use parentheses to show that multiplication. So we have a multiplication, an addition, and another multiplication. For the two multiplications, we're just going to do the one on the left. 7 times 4 is 28. Plus we have this 3 times the -6. So we did the first multiplication to the left. Now we're going to do the second multiplication to the right. So 6 times 3 is 18. So this 3 times -6 is going to be -18. And then so 28 plus -18, it's the same thing as 28 minus 18, and that's equal to 10. Here's number 5. For number 5, we have 8a plus 4b. So this is going to be 8 multiplied by a. Now a is going to equal +2, so 8 times 2. Plus we're going to multiply this 4 times the b value. Now b is -3. So we have 2 multiplication operations and 1 addition. Between the 2 multiplications, go left to right. So 8 times 2 first, that's going to equal 16. So we have 16 plus this 4 times -3. Now between addition and multiplication, we're going to do the multiplication. 4 times -3, that is going to be -12. So we have 16 plus -12. Or you can think about this as 16 minus 12 if you want. And that's going to equal +4. Here is number 6. For number 6, we have a plus 6b plus 5c. So a's value is going to be 2. Let's go ahead and substitute a +2 in here. I'm just going to write the 2. You don't need parentheses. Unless you want to write it, that's fine. Then we have 6 multiplied by b. Now b is -3, so let's go ahead and substitute -3 in. Plus we have 5 multiplied by c, so it's going to be 5 times c, which is equal to +4. Okay, so we have addition, we have multiplication, we have addition and another multiplication. Between the two multiplications, just do the one that's on the left first. So 6 times -3 is -18, so we have 2 plus this -18. plus we still have this 5 times 4. Now here we have 3 operations, but multiplication is going to get to go first here. So 5 times 4 is going to be 20. So we have 2 plus negative 18 plus this positive 20. We have 2 addition problems. So if they're tied, we're going to go from left to right. 2 plus negative 18, that's going to be negative 16. So negative 16 plus 20. And then if you do negative 16 plus 20, that's the same thing as 20 minus 16, and that's equal to 4. For number 7, we have 9c plus 7d. So 9 multiplied by c, so it's 9 times whatever c is. Now c again was equal to 4. So it's going to be 9 times 4 plus 7 multiplied by d. Now d was negative 6, right? So 7 times negative 6. We have 3 operations. 2 are multiplication, 1's addition. Let's do the multiplication on the left first. So 9 times 4, that's going to equal 36. We have 36 plus 7 multiplied by this negative 6. Between this addition and multiplication, the multiplication is going to go first. So it's going to be 36 plus, and then 7 times negative 6 is going to be negative 42. And then finally 36 plus negative 42, I believe that's just 42 minus 36, and that is going to be a negative 6. For number 8 here, we have negative 5b plus 3a. So it's going to have this negative 5 as a coefficient multiplied by b. Now b is negative 3. So let's go ahead and substitute that in. We're going to multiply those. Plus we have 3 multiplied by a. Now a is equal to positive 2. Let's go ahead and substitute that in. We have 3 operations. 2 of them are multiplications. We'll do the one on the left. Negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. And then we have 15 plus this 3 times 2. Between addition and multiplication, we'll do the multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6. So we have 15 plus 6. And then 15 plus 6, that's going to equal positive 21. Here's number 9. For number 9, we have negative 7d plus 3b. So negative 7 is this coefficient multiplied by d. Now d is equal to negative 6, so let's go ahead and multiply those. Plus we have 3 multiplied by b, and b is equal to negative 3. Okay, so we have 2 multiplications. Let's go ahead and do the one on the left. So negative 7 times negative 6, that's going to be a positive 42. Plus we have this 3 times negative 3. Now 3 times negative 3 is going to be negative 9. So we're going to have 42 plus a negative 9. Or you can think about this as 42 minus 9 if you would like to. And 42 minus 9 is going to be 33. Let's take a look at number 10. For number 10, we have 5a plus 8c. So this is going to be 5 multiplied by a. Now remember, a is equal to positive 2. So it's 5 times 2. Plus we have 8 multiplied by c. And c is equal to positive 4. So this one's nice because everything's positive. We're going to do the first multiplication. So 5 times 2, that's going to equal 10. So it's going to be 10 plus 8 multiplied by 4. Now between addition and multiplication, let's do the multiplication first. So 8 times 4 is going to be 32. So we have 10 plus 32. And then 10 plus 32, that's going to equal 42. Okay, let's take a look at number 11 now. So for number 11, we have negative 4d minus 9a. So this is going to be negative 4 multiplied by d. Now d is equal to negative 6. So we have a negative times a negative there. Then we're going to take away 9 multiplied by a, and a is equal to positive 2. All right, so we have multiplication, subtraction, and multiplication. This first multiplication on the left is going to go first. Negative 4 times negative 6 is positive 24. So we have positive 24 minus this 9 times 2. 9 times 2 is going to go next because it's multiplication. That's going to be 18. So we have 24 minus 18. And then 24 minus 18, that's going to equal positive 6. Moving on to number 12, we have negative 8 times a plus this 7c here. We're going to have negative 8 multiplied by a. Now a is equal to 2. Let's go ahead and substitute a 2 in here. Plus we're going to have 7 multiplied by c, and c is equal to positive 4. All right, first things first, let's do the multiplication on the left side here. Negative 8 times 2 is going to be negative 16. And then we still have this 7 multiplied by 4. Then we're going to do multiplication. 7 times 4, that's 28. So we have negative 16 plus 28. And then this is just going to be the same thing as 28 minus 16, which is going to be 12. All right, cool. So there we have number 12. Let's move on to number 13. For this one, we have this negative 3b minus 4d. So it's going to be negative 3 multiplied by b. Now b here is negative 3. So we're going to have negative 3 times negative 3 minus this 4 times whatever d is. Now d is negative 6. Let's go ahead and plug that in. Let's go ahead and do the multiplication to the left first. So negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So we have 9 minus this 4 times negative 6. Now we have multiplication here. So this is 4 times negative 6. That's going to be negative 24. So we're going to have 9 minus a negative 24. Now keep in mind that when we are taking away a negative, we can just rewrite this as an addition problem as well. So instead of saying 9 minus negative 24, this is the same thing as 9 plus a positive 24. So just rewriting that if that helps, and that's going to equal 33. All right, so again, taking away a negative is the same as adding the positive of the second number, or adding the opposite. For number 14, we have 9b minus 3a, so it's going to be 9 multiplied by b. Now again, b is negative 3, so substitute that in. And then we're going to take away 3 multiplied by whatever a is. Now a is equal to 2. Starting with the multiplication problem to the left, we have 9 times negative 3, which is negative 27, minus this 3 times 2. Now 3 times 2, that's going to equal 6, so this is negative 27 minus 6. Now just like earlier, if subtraction is a little bit strange, we can always rewrite it as an addition problem to make it a little bit easier to understand. So negative 27 minus 6 is the same thing as negative 27 plus the opposite of 6, which is negative 6. So negative 27 plus negative 6, if you add those two negatives, we're going to get negative 33. Moving on to number 15. For number 15, we have negative 7c minus 4b. So it's going to be negative 7 multiplied by c. Now c is equal to positive 4. Let's go ahead and put that positive 4 in. And then minus 4 multiplied by b, and b is equal to negative 3. On the left side, negative 7 times 4 is going to be negative 28. Let's go ahead and multiply those. Minus this 4 times the negative 3. Then if we go ahead and take this 4 multiplied by the negative 3, that's going to be negative 12. So we have this negative 28. Take away this negative 12. Again, subtraction can be a little tricky, so let's go ahead and add the opposite and rewrite this as an addition problem. So it's going to be negative 28 plus the opposite of negative 12, which is a positive 12. And so negative 28 plus 12, that's just going to be 28 minus 12, which is 16, and we're going to make it negative. So negative 16 would be our answer. Finally, for number 16, we have ABC minus 7D. So ABC just means we're multiplying A times B times C. So A is equal to positive 2. I'm going to put that in parentheses. I'm going to multiply that by B, which is negative 3. And then I'm going to multiply that by C, which is equal to 4. So those are all being multiplied together. And we're going to subtract 7 times whatever D is. Now D is equal to negative 6. So it's going to be another multiplication. Okay, so we have a bunch of multiplication problems here, and then one subtraction problem. Let's just go left to right with the multiplications. So 2 times negative 3 is going to be negative 6. So I mean negative 6 times this positive 4 minus this 7 times the negative 6. Now we have two multiplication problems left. We'll do the one on the left first. So negative 6 times 4 is going to be negative 24 minus this 7 times negative 6. Now we're going to go ahead and multiply 7 times negative 6. That's going to be our last multiplication problem here, and that's going to be taking away a negative 42. And again, these subtraction problems can be a little tricky with all these negatives and minus signs, so let's go ahead and rewrite this as an addition problem. So instead of saying negative 24 minus negative 42, we can say negative 24 plus 42. Hopefully that's a little more clear. Again, we're adding the opposite. And then so negative 24 plus 42, well, that's the same thing as 42 minus 24. And I believe that is going to end up being positive 18. Alrighty, so there you have 16 different practice problems dealing with solving some variable expressions as long as we're given the values of those variables. So always start off by substituting in your values. You can use parentheses to do that. Then just follow the order of operations and solve one step at a time until you get one final value for your expression. If you found the video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with a classmate or friend who might also find it helpful. And as always, keep up the great work that you're already doing, and I'll see you in the next one.